1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Please welcome Lennie Simo.
Damn,
That was pretty good.
Holy shit.
Lennie, thanks for joining me, man.
Great to be here.
Your name is Lenstrumental.
I go by the name of Lenstrumental. Yeah, that's my artist name.
I love that. When did you make that name?
I think I came up with that name around like 2015. Like I was just like sitting in my room because like back then I used to go by Xbox Pen Tapper. A lot of people know me by that name because back then I used to play a lot of Xbox. I used to play a lot of Black Ops 2. So my gamer tag used to be Xbox Pen Tapper. I used to like pen tap for people like over the mics and stuff like that. And then I just realized that like it's not all about Xbox. Like I gotta be like worldwide.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just like there, just like sitting in my room. I'm like, damn, I really gotta think of like a better creative name. So I just thought of Lenstrumental. I was like, oh, that's it.
By the way, those are two sick names. Have you noticed you have a knack for marketing?
Sorry, what was it?
Have you noticed like you have a gift for marketing?
A gift for marketing? Yeah. I mean, I know like a lot of different ways to get myself out there. Like as of now, I still work like a part-time job.
Yeah.
Right. So I delivered pizza. You know those shops where they sell like pizza, calzone, salad, stuff like that. So I have like business cards with like a picture of me like in the front of America's Got Talent because that's like the biggest show I've been on. And on the back side is like my email, my social media stuff. So every time I deliver an order, I put the business card like inside the pizza box. So when people like open the box, they'll be like, "Oh, like someone famous did it on my pizza."
I'm really
Yeah. So that's like one way I'm marketing myself. But like before I came up, like I used to go to a lot of open mics and stuff like that. I used to like shout out my social media and stuff like that.
very smart, man.
Yeah, definitely. I always find like new ways to get myself out there.
Have you ever thought about starting a business?
A bit. That's a really good question. I would say in the future, maybe. Yeah, because one of my long-term goals is to have my own pen brand, right? And like to this day, like I represent like Bic a lot, for example. So I want to make something like as big as Bic because I know like to this day, I'm inspiring a lot of people to pen tap. So I feel like people will buy it. If they go like back to school and stuff like that, they start like pen tapping in the classroom with my pens and everything. So maybe I'll have like an online business, something like selling my own pen. And if it grows really big, then I could eventually like sell it in stores, like Walmart, stuff like that.
We're gonna have a lot of fun today.
Yeah. Is rolling already?
We're done.
Oh, okay. All right. It's all gonna be cut, right? Like some of it's gonna be cut.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
We are, and don't even worry about that too much. Okay, good. But I'll tell you a little bit about how my team does this, but I think that more people need to have raw and honest conversations. So that's what we're going to do here. I want to tell you a little bit about my background and some of the things I just wrote down. Because the fact that you want to start a company is sick. The fact that you're working with Big is sick. I grew up in Lawrence. So did you. Right? So we moved to Lawrence when I was 10. I went to a school called Bellasini, Radford Street. I don't know if you know Bellasini Academy.
It sounds pretty familiar.
It's like all boys school. It's like military style, 12 hours a day, 11 months a year. Crazy. Shut up. God bless Julie DiFilippo runs it because she changed my life. Then I got to go to St. John's Prep on a full ride. And then I went to Providence College. I studied accounting and finance. But the whole time that I was at school, I was also just coming back home to like Jacksonshire, right?
Yeah.
It was so weird for me to be going to Danvers during the day and then coming back home, 45-hour bus ride to Lawrence. While I'm also seeing my mom start exploding this crack chicken business. And then I'm seeing my brother start exploding this tax business. There was a lot of things that shaped me. Alex is almost 10 years older than me. So when he was starting this business, and we're actually about to celebrate our 20th birthday in May.
It's amazing.
In 05, I was 12.
So you guys have been running for a long time.
About to be 20 years.
That's amazing.
And after college, and I worked with Alex part-time as a student, like between high school, between college, I would leave college on the weekends, come do taxes, go back Sunday. So I've always been a part of JBS in one way or another. And after college, I got the opportunity to become a financial advisor. So I got into the wealth management business, helping people, typically people who have a decent amount of assets, figure out what to do with their money. And coming from Lawrence, bro, and seeing Crack Chicken and JBS, then going to a Fortune 500 company, 300 billion in assets, 5,000 advisors nationwide, flying out to New York and Milwaukee. I was just lost and dazed for a while. I learned so much from here to then, and I'm going to try to share as much of that with you as possible, not just here. I really would love to do some follow-up because I think from everything that I've seen so far, that you are a marketing genius.
Definitely. I always try my best to get myself out there, because I want to be known worldwide. That's the thing. So
a lot of people want to be known worldwide.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a lot of people will.
They don't know what it takes.
They don't know what it takes.
They really know what it takes. Every opportunity that comes your way, you have to accept it because what I learned is that from every opportunity that I have, another door opens. And that from that one door that opens another door. So it's just like a domino effect. So you just gotta accept like every opportunity, and there's a lot of doors that's gonna be open for you.
Yeah, for sure. People don't have the patience. They don't have the foresight. They are lazy. They want the thing. They don't want to do all the things that it requires to get the thing. It's crazy.
It's easy to give up.
Yeah. Yep.
We just gotta keep going no matter what.
But I don't think it's easy for you to give up. I think it's easy in general to give up, but I bet you, gun to your head, it would be very difficult for you. If someone said, I need you to give up, you'll probably weigh it like that in my life or giving up.
Definitely.
And, there's an author, I love reading books and writing. There's an author called Malcolm Gladwell. He wrote a book called Outliers.
Heard a little about that.
I highly recommend you read that book because I think that from what I can see, especially with this phenomenal intro that Toby gave me, I think you're an outlier. And those are the people that giving up is harder than doing the thing.
I'm at a point now where I don't give up, like, no matter what. Because sometimes, like, hardships, come my way and everything. But I'll say back then, I wanted to give up. Like, back when I was younger, like, I started chasing dreams just because I had a lot of people tell me that, pen tapping wouldn't get me anywhere and stuff like that. So I really let that, like, get to my head and everything. Like, back then, when I first started uploading videos on YouTube, I used to, like, argue with people back and forth in the comments. Like, I used to have, like a war with them, So I used to, I let that offend me and everything. So I was like, damn, like, why am I really doing this, But, like, as I started getting, like, crazy opportunities, like, the more bigger I became, like, that's the more stronger I became, So at this point, nothing's unbreakable. I see a comment, here and there, like a hate comment. I just laugh at it. I just move on,
Look at these people that don't want to do anything. Who's hating, bro? Nobody that's doing shit is hating on people doing shit.
Exactly. I learned that there's always going to be haters no matter what, like no matter how good you are at it. So we just gotta, keep going no matter what. Focus on the people that support you.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And on your dream.
Definitely.
Was there a dream before pen tapping? I'm just curious.
There was I had a lot of like ambitions when
Yeah.
I was younger. Like back then, if I was in pen tapping today, I'll definitely be a firefighter.
Cool.
For sure. Just because I'm growing up in Lawrence, as a kid, I've always used to get inspired by like the lights and stuff like that, by
Yeah.
fire trucks, but like the scenes and stuff like that, like accidents. So I've always known that I wanted to help people.
Yep.
So I feel like when pen tapping took over my life, I just like really lost vision of that dream. Like I really like reconsidered it. Like I wanted to become a firefighter back in like 2021,
Mm-hmm.
back when I was still pen tapping, but like also continue pen tapping. But I knew that I just wanted to, just do pen tapping like full time.
Lenny, how many people are pen tapping? I have no idea about pen tapping. You saying it now today is like the first time I ever thought that this was actually a thing. And remember, I'm not on social media, so I just don't
Yeah.
know anything.
I'll say there's a very few people doing it. Like I see pen tapping videos here and there just because I know that I'm inspiring a lot of people.
Yep.
But there's not. I mean, there's a couple people that do it, but they just don't take it as seriously
Yep.
as me. I do this like professionally. So
Are you
People-
the only person doing it professionally, to your knowledge?
I think so till this day. Yeah. Just because I've seen like I'm always on social media every day, and I always see people pen tapping, but they haven't taken it to like the extent
Yeah.
that I have. I just see them like just doing it just for fun.
Bro, you saying pen tapping, this is why I think you are the more genius marketer. And we're going to talk about marketing because marketing is something I've been obsessing about for the last year or so.
Mhm.
And I'm obsessive, bro. When I obsess about something, like I've been playing pickleball for 4 years.
Mm.
When I first played that, I was like, bro, what is this? Someone convinced me to do it. He was a trainer. I think he was probably trying to get me to take lessons. And I never played racket sports. I mean, I played baseball, basketball, but no tennis or anything like that. And I'm telling you, bro, I played like 2 or 4 times a week for 4 years. An hour and a half each time. Like, when I get something in my head, bro, I'm just obsessed with it. So right now, my thing, besides growing this business, is marketing. And that's part of growing this business.
Definitely, marketing is everything.
I used
Without marketing, you wouldn't be where you are today.
I used to think it was bullshit.
Yeah.
I used to think like, I studied business, primarily accounting and finance. I call these like the hard business classes, as opposed to soft. To me, soft business is like HR marketing. Always has been. It's like, what do those people do again?
Yeah.
Because to me, marketing is always, wait, we're going to spend $1 million on a 30-second commercial and it might hit. What is this?
Might.
Yeah, what is this?
It's not guaranteed.
I've been learning now to call it sales and marketing. Because if there's marketing with no intent to sell, what the fuck are you doing? You're garnering attention. Facebook, perfect example of how to garner attention long before you sell. Mark Zuckerberg was a genius about this. He decided to hold off like no one ever has in history. He had 1 million people on the platform. Nope, we're not monetizing. Then he had 10 million, then he had 100 million. And it was when it was hundreds of millions of people before he turned on the first funnel of money. That drove his investors crazy, bro. Because they're dropping $50 million, $100 million into this company that doesn't sell anything, that doesn't make money.
They just want. People just want to market at the right time. People don't start marketing right away. Once they see that you got like that momentum going,
Yeah.
then that's when.
Well, he basically created this playbook at the scale that he did because he realized that attention is more valuable than currency.
Definitely.
And he was like one of the first at this scale. People have been doing this forever, obviously.
Mhm.
But at like billions of people per day, because that's how, if you look at Facebook financial reports, one of their biggest metrics, we call them KPIs, key performance indicators, is how many active people a day use our platform. And they got like 28%-ish of the population using at least one Meta product every day.
That's amazing.
If that's not the ultimate attention machine, I don't know what is. Like that's the one right now. Things like ChatGPT and DeepSeek, now they're after that. But I don't know if anyone's ever going to be able to do that again. And his genius was in knowing that I don't know how we're going to monetize attention, but trust me, we will find a way. And it's now one of the most profitable companies in history, top 10 of size. And he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Hasn't come.
Definitely. I feel like Facebook's always going to be there forever.
And if it's not, We got Instagram, we got WhatsApp, now we have the metaverse, we have VR. A lot of people predict that we're going to get rid of phones soon and we're going straight to glasses. A lot of people predict that in 15 years, no one's going to carry one of these because we're all going to have one of these on our face. And Meta's best positioned for that prediction. Right now, they have the best technology. They partner with Ray-Ban. Have you seen those?
No, I'm not too familiar with that.
Ooh, they got these glasses out and stuff. This shit. Every time I'm on vacation, he's like, "Say cheese." I'm like, "Yo, bro, can you?"
Oh, I think I've heard about that. Yeah, now that you said that.
Yeah, so they got these glasses wired in. They got like speaker right here, cameras for recording, and soon you'll be able to see like text messages popping up unless you silence it. Like people think this shit's going obsolete.
I mean, it's definitely possible the way the world is changing and everything. But at the same time, I feel like it really have effect on society for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, just because people are into like social media and stuff like that, and like having that different technology, like it won't be the same anymore. You know,
social, in my opinion, and I don't want to harp on this too long because I tried to stay positive, or else that's my head to go crazy. But social media, in my opinion, has become the new cigarette. Like this shit is basically the new cigarette. Everyone's doing it. This shit's not good for you, and it can kill you.
Definitely,
and you should stop.
It just depends on the way people use it because people use it like in a negative way. People use it to their advantage, like depending on their
just like cigarettes, man. If you want to smoke a cigarette once every 4 months because you're on the golf course or whatnot, cool, won't be that harmful. But is that how people smoke?
Yeah, I mean,
and that's not how cigarettes are designed to be used, and that is not how social media is designed to be used.
People just get like bad like influences like every day. Especially by like the stuff they see and everything.
Yep.
But people, they use it, for a good way, for a good cause.
I agree. Especially people who create and especially people who educate. Like I told you I haven't been on social, but what I do use every single day is YouTube and Reddit. Because those are the places where I feel like I can get the most honest answers from people. Because we have this ability with the internet to learn almost anything that any human has ever learned before. Mm-hmm. And I do my best to like watch videos, to educate myself, to go on Reddit threads, find out like what's going on in the world. And then other people use it to like watch cat videos.
Yeah. People use it like in the most like useless way nowadays, yeah.
But that's just people. It's not you. Yeah. And I think, and if no one's ever told you this before, make sure you remember that I said it first. I think your genius is not in belly tapping at all. I think it's in marketing. And I'd love to share some books that I've been reading recently. I'd love to have some conversations offline about how to enhance that. Because one, what you could do with pens is insane. But what you've been able to do, and even talking about this as pen tapping and 1.7 million followers, is like, bro, that has nothing to do with the pen.
Yeah.
That's you.
Definitely. I'll say the way like it's not only about pen tapping too. It's just like the person I am.
Yep.
As well.
Yep.
Like the way like I express myself and everything. Yep. Like I've done a lot of like Q&A videos and stuff like that, and people really see like the person I am. Like I'm really humble. So it's just not all about the talent. It's just like how I am like as a person in general.
That's so awesome.
I feel like that's what got me to where I am today,
That's so awesome.
Definitely.
I'd love to understand how you were thinking about pen tapping and getting this to the world before you had the 3 million views. Like, has anything changed between how you were doing it before and now that you know that there's like a couple million people watching?
Oh yeah, definitely. Back then I was just like pen tapping in the back of the class, just bored and everything, because I've been doing this for like 13 years, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day in 6th grade, that's when I started. I was like around like 11, 12 years old at the time. So I just got inspired just by a lot of people, just doing it every day in the cafeterias and the classrooms and everything. So like hearing it every day, that's what got me into it too. So I had no idea. Where I wanted to take it, but like as opportunities kept coming, my vision got like more clear of the future and everything. So it definitely changed from like the beginning, to where I am at, to where I'm at now. Sorry, okay. Just because the opportunities, like social media has helped me out like in a major way and everything, especially TikTok. Yeah. Like that's what really started opening the doors for me. You know, like everybody was telling me on YouTube to like, oh, download TikTok. Like, this is like the best new app and everything. So I listened to them, and it was like the best decision I ever made. So I've been like traveling the world ever since. But I feel like the momentum really started going in 2023 because I was here, making that viral video in the tax office. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people seen it already. So after that, that's when the doors like really started opening and everything, and the momentum, it started going from there. Like I started getting contacted, about all these different TV shows, getting recognized by all these celebrities like Will Smith and people like that. So yeah, it's been a crazy journey. So definitely like things changed from the beginning to where I am now.
And you're spreading what looks to me like so much positivity that's what's attracting so many different people, especially influential people. It's like there's so much shit going on right now in the world. It's so easy to get sucked into bad news that once you see like this kid who started at 11, 12, pursuing his dream, he's calling it pen tapping. And he's got, people hyped about it and making, by the way, we're going to talk about music. Because I think another phenomenal talent that you have is in beat production. Like insane talents in making beats. Insane talents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're a master beat maker and marketer. This is going to lead towards great places. How old are you?
25 right now.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm really glad I started young doing this, just for it could set me up in the long run,
I have a weird question.
Yeah.
If you had to guess, how many hours in your life, in the last, let's call it 12 years, 13 years, have you been pen tapping? How many hours do you think you've tapped a pen?
There's so many, I can't even keep track of it.
If you had
Definitely over 10,000 hours, because as a lot of people say, 10,000 hours.
That's Malcolm Gladwell. Same
Exactly.
book.
Yep, all hours.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gotta
exactly.
read that book.
Definitely over 10,000 hours, but like thousands and thousands of hours,
What do you know about the 10,000 hour rule? What he's talking about specifically?
I have an idea that if you do 10,000 hours, it's definitely gonna like put you like in a better position, just because you've been doing it for a long time.
Yep.
So like calculating like 10,000 hours, like how many years is that? Like,
Bro, that's 2 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's 13 years.
yeah. I mean, even with
That's
10,000
2
hours
hours a day. So
Yeah.
if you're doing it for 4, you could cut that in half.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely like a lot of hours I've been like doing this.
I'm obsessed with the 10,000 hour.
Yeah. But I believe that the 10,000 hour rule, like it's not gonna take you to where you want to be.
So
After 10,000 hours, like you still got a lot to go.
that's like
Basically, because you can never be satisfied.
That's like when you
that's the
started.
way I live life.
that's the beginning.
That's just the
10,000
beginning.
hours is the beginning.
Yeah.
25, bro. You're 25, bro.
Yeah.
That's the beginning. You're just in the beginning.
Just beginning.
So I know this.
Yeah.
He calls it the level of mastery required to do any skill at a level that most people could never do that skill. So to him, that's achieving mastery. And the easiest way to think about mastery is you do this so well now that you could do it subconsciously. You don't even have to think about it. Like most of us, when we're typing, when we're driving, we have to actively think about, oh, there's a truck passing me. You talk to a trucker about, who's been doing this for 20, 30 years about how they drive, and it's like, I just go to autopilot. That's what the 10,000 hour rule is about.
Definitely.
And the fact that you are one of the rare people, you got to read that book. I think that's chapter 2. Even if you go straight to that chapter first. If I have a copy in the office, or anyone does, I'm going to take it from them. I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, definitely. Check it out.
Because most people first of all, most people never do 10,000 hours of anything. Then the people who do is like, they're already 50 by the time they do it.
Yeah.
Bro, you're 25.
It's a really good thing to start young. Find like your passion young and everything. But I believe that it's never too late, to chase your dreams. You can start like at whatever age, but what matters is that you stay like true to it.
Yep.
You stay consistent.
Yep.
You gotta, if you're not consistent, you don't have that dedication, you're not gonna get to where you want to be.
Let me ask you a question. How many people do you know, no matter how old they are, that have done 10,000 hours worth of anything? One specific thing.
I'll say that's a really good question. I don't know too many from the top of my head, but I definitely know like a few friends from like back in the day and everything. Especially local artists.
Yeah.
I see like Isha from the Night 7, like she's really grinding.
Artists.
But I know there's like a lot of different artists, but like
Yeah.
Isha, she really like catches my attention. She's been grinding since like as long as I can remember. Like I met her I think like in 2016, and I think till this day she's still like she's still trying to get to where she wants to be.
Shout out to Isha.
Yeah. So Lawrence is full of talent, but there's a lot of great artists. Isha is definitely one of them.
Why doesn't anybody know that Lawrence is full of talent?
Just because I feel like Lawrence it's not too well known.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I tell somebody like, oh, like when they ask me where am I from, and I say like, oh, I was born and raised in Lawrence, Massachusetts. They're like, Boston? Everybody knows Boston, but nobody knows Lawrence. So everywhere I go, you know, if I do like an interview show or something like that, you know, all these different shows I've been on, I always represent my city because I want to put it on the map. You know,
Hell yeah.
I'm never ashamed to represent your city. People like from Lawrence, like if they get a big opportunity, they don't say they're from Lawrence because I feel like that.
North of Boston.
Yeah, I feel like they're like too ashamed to represent it.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think just because like the reputation that Lawrence has, you know, like its history and stuff like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's put out too much bad news over
Definitely.
its lifetime, or at least over the last, let's say, 50 years. And that's the shit about news, man. Is the good news. The good news gets lost. But people love the bad news. That shit sells.
That's the thing. There's always going to be negativity no matter what. That's a sad reality. It's never going to go away. You know.
To your point, I think Lawrence is just missing a good marketing strategy
Definitely.
and strong execution. Because it's like we know there's like 120,000 people living here, which in and of itself, technically, if you look at the census data, it's like 85,000. But we all know that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's crazy that there's this many people in this small a space. And then we know what they all look like. And most of them are grinders, go-getters, entrepreneurs.
Definitely.
But we only see the bad shit. We only see the you know, gang activity or drug activity.
Exactly.
So it's bullshit because that's such a minute percent of the population, like 0.00001. But of course, that's what people focus on.
There was this article like years ago. It's called like City of the Damned, something like that. I forgot who made it.
Damn, I gotta
But like ever since that, like it's had a bad reputation. You know, and people just focus on the negative things instead of.
And that's just some bullshit person who wrote that bullshit article trying to sell an article. That's such horseshit. I gotta read that article.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lawrence is missing a marketing strategy. You still live around here?
No, I live in Tinsboro now.
Nice.
You know, I'm been living there for a couple of years now. I'm trying to get used to it because I've been in Lawrence my whole life and it's always like active around here.
Yeah.
But like Tinsboro, all you see out there is like deers and like a lot of like nature and stuff like that. It's really quiet.
I live in Somerville now. I lived in Providence, so I left to college to Providence, and I was there 4 years for that. And then afterwards, that's where I started working.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed there 5 years after that until Alex finally convinced me to come back to JBS as the CFO full time.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, she's from Connecticut. And my wife's Irish Italian. And she's like, I want to go to Massachusetts. I like Providence, and Connecticut's right there. My family's right there. You know? And it was me convincing her, like, you know, there's an opportunity for me to do something special. I had already been chilling. Like, I have my business. I had 2 or 3 clients. I was getting referrals. I was cruising.
Yeah.
And I started that business when I was 21. I remember what it was like when I was 25. I can't wait to see what the next 5 years looks like for you.
Moving to Massachusetts, it was definitely a better decision for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And the caveat, though, was, well, my wife was like, well, I like Providence. I like the city.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to move to Mass, it's going to be Boston.
Yeah.
And that was like all right. I told her, that's fine, but I'm not driving more than 45 minutes to work. So that's how we landed in Somerville.
Yeah.
We've been there for 4 years. We love it there. But I drive it every day. Every day.
It's not that far of a drive. I think like 40 minutes.
35. Yeah.
Oh, it's not too bad.
It's chill. Against traffic, too. She thought she's good. I always it.
Yeah.
She's in psychology. She did it. But I just hate this. Like, you know that, or you may not know. Like me, Alex, and Toby, we're on a mission. We're on a mission to do things differently, to show people how to do things differently, to grow an established business, to help others do the same. And maybe one day to change this city of the den bullshit. Because that shit's bullshit.
No, you guys are definitely giving just like Methuen and Lawrence as well like a good reputation.
Yeah.
You know, because you guys are doing everything different here. You know, it's like the only tax office I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm gonna go to. You know, just because it's like different out here. You guys are like well respected and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's amazing, man. 20 years. And you know what's funny? I actually came here not to grow the tax business, really, because I like to think of JBS as the tax business. That's the business that Alex and Toby are actively in and operate. They're running that business. Really? They have a phenomenal team. They've been doing this for 20 years. I came to start a new business at JBS, an accounting business, and now it's morphed to like a consulting business where I'm just working with the business. So they're working with the people and me and my team, and we're about 13 people in each team now, full time. we're working on the businesses, like organizing your bookkeeping, setting budgets, buying real estate, buying other businesses, learning how to work with banks. And they're real fun. And before COVID, that business literally didn't even exist. And it was COVID fueled with Alex convincing me to come in, fueled with a 5-year strategic growth plan. And then me convincing my brother-in-law to try to do it with me too, Phenomenal Kelly, is where that all started. And I'm really happy about where it's going. Now that business is 40% of all of our revenue.
That's
Taxes down to 60%. And we're going to keep doing both, obviously. I'd like to do a little bit more in the future, but it's just so fun when you get to partner with people who enjoy the same things you enjoy, who have the same values.
Definitely got to be surrounded by the good people. That's what really matters too, you know?
Yeah. Who are the good people in your life?
I don't have too many friends. I only have real ones.
Yeah.
Like I could count like my real friends like on one hand, you know? But it's mainly like my family.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, so my parents, they've been supporting me like since the very start. Even like before I started Pentapping, like they supported my firefighter gyms and everything. Yeah. But other than me being a firefighter, I wanted to be like a skateboarder, like an astronaut and stuff like that. So I wanted to, be a lot of different things. So they all supported me. But yeah, my mom, I'll say she's like my number one supporter. I mean, my dad too. I just have a lot of supporters in general. It's just like mainly family. But the crazy thing is that my mom and dad, like they really saw something in me when I was like a year old. Because I used to play with spoons, like twirling them back and forth.
Yeah.
So they used to see that like as a sign that I was gonna do something like big and interesting in the future. And they had no idea what it was, but like connecting those times to now, they're right about what they said. Because it's kind of like the same idea, like me Pentapping and like me playing with spoons and stuff.
I love that you're saying that. I got 2 kids, 3.5 and 1. I study psychology. My wife, that's her profession. It's like my passion. And I want to talk about this because you said they knew that you were going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You think they knew that or they believed that?
They know it. They always tell me the story. I used to be eating like rice and beans and everything. Then out of nowhere, I used to go back to eating. Then it was like a weird habit I used to have.
What did they know from a habit? What can you know from a habit at one?
They just thought. I mean, they just knew it was going to be something interesting.
Mm.
They had no idea. Like back then, I wasn't like into music. Yeah. I was just like into like twirling pens and stuff. Twirling spoons.
Yeah.
So they had no idea what it was. They were like, "This guy's gonna do something really interesting in the future, like especially with his hands."
That's so cool.
Because I used to like twirl it. Like I wish I had something here to twirl.
Yeah. We'll get something.
Yeah. Oh, I actually have a pen right here. Let me see. So I used to like.
You can't leave here without blessing us too.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I used to just go like this.
Yep.
When people do it, they usually twirl their wrist, but I used to
but you get that effect of where it starts to look like it's waving. Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah. It was like a really weird habit, though. Somehow they saw something in me,
That's amazing. I've always been fascinated with this thing of nature versus nurture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which one is it? Is it that somebody was just born a certain way, or is it that their parents just helped mold them and guide them, or their world, or their neighbors, whatever it was around them? I've always been so curious, and I think it's a fair combination of both. Yeah. But I do lean one way towards one way than another. Which one do you think it is more of, nature or nurture? And not just with your gift, but with like any gift that someone that was like this.
I'll say it's like nature for sure.
I'm a nurture guy.
Yeah, I mean it just depends, Like for me, it's always been like for like nature.
Bro, think about. So I have a client who has a PhD. She's like one of the Eastern region's leading experts in cognitive development between ages 0 and 5. I learned too much from her. Think about this. There's a baby who knows nothing, who trusts wholeheartedly the two people that he's known or she's known his whole life. And these two people are pressing an idea on you like, yo, you're going to do something amazing with your hands.
Yeah.
You don't think that somehow shapes the way that you start building frameworks around your life?
Well, wait, can you repeat that question?
Yeah.
We could cut this out.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut this out. I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a story instead that will produce a similar result.
Okay.
You know Alexander the Great?
Yeah.
Major conqueror, died when he was like 30, but like basically the best conqueror in history.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know he died when he was 30, 31, something like that?
I didn't know that.
Bro, when he did all of that, he was in his 20s.
Really?
When he conquered half of the world, my man wasn't even 30 yet.
That's crazy.
His teacher, his number one tutor was Aristotle, right? Who learned from Plato, who learned from Socrates. So this guy got lucky in a lot of ways. One, he probably had the best teacher that anybody could have ever had in history. Easily one of the smartest, most influential people to ever live. This guy basically invented modern philosophy, Aristotle. So that was his teacher.
Yeah.
And then he had a mother who convinced him that he wasn't his father's son, that she had an extramarital affair with a god, and he was half god. His mother literally used to tell him these stories. Like, that's not your real dad. And yeah, scary shit. And then his father was a masterful tactician, one of the best war strategists to ever live, and set the kingdom up in a way where no matter who was coming in next, they were going to have a successful rule. And all these things lined up to where this 20-something-year-old who had the wisdom of easily the smartest person in the world, in history, not just in the world, dead or alive, whose mother convinced him that he was essentially a god, like Hercules, like half god.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on a fucking tear. I think nurture has a lot to do with it. I think he was naturally gifted. He has a smart father, a smart mother. He got great education. He grew up in a palace, But I also think that combination of shit just unleashed a beast. I think your parents had an influence on you in such a positive, in a way that as a parent now, I could only ever hope to have on one of my children.
Definitely.
Or all of my children. This is a phenomenal story, Lenny.
Yeah.
And it's only the beginning.
Definitely.
25.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not where I want to be now. I feel like I still have a lot to accomplish, and I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
But my parents, they definitely play like a big role in my life.
Yeah.
They've always teach me like never to give up and everything, because they told me their stories of like growing up in the Dominican Republic, how they didn't have like the same opportunity they had here and everything. So they definitely inspired me a lot. And like back then they used to play a lot of bachata as well. So like that kind of like shaped my craft to where I am today. Yeah. So like my style of pen tapping comes from like everything I've heard in my life, like bachata, merengue, all that stuff. So I like to like mix different rhythms. So I've always been inspired by like all these different things, for sure.
I'm going to pivot a little bit to this beat club. I don't know anything about the beat club. I never heard of it until Toby brought it up to me. What's the beat club? What's that?
So Beat Club is a music industry platform made by Timbaland, where he gives like producers like the access to like the best like softwares in music production and everything, and he also gives like people like opportunities. Like he has a bunch of like A&Rs and everything that help you reach your goals. But like I'm not really too active with them as of now, but I still have like the connections.
What was that experience like? Like getting told about this, having the opportunity to go check it out.
The first time I ever heard about Beat Club was back in 2021 because I had a viral video. Like I did a Pentac cover to Knife Talk by Drake and 21 Savage.
Yeah.
So that video ended up going really viral. Like Timbaland, that's when he discovered me. And also like Snoop Dogg as well. Yeah. So I had like two videos going viral at the same time. So it was a Knife Talk Pentac cover, and also the Snoop Dogg cover. Like I forgot the name of it. It's like his most like his biggest song. But I did Drop It Like It's All. I don't even know why I remember that. It's like one of the biggest hits. So I did a Pentac cover to that Knife Talk, but they started going viral at the same time. So that's when I started. I got reached out by the co-founder of Beat Club.
Cool.
His name is Gary Morella, which is Timbaland's manager. So he was like, "Oh, you want to like join as a VIP, Beat Club?" Because the VIP guys in Beat Club, they have like a lot of like exclusive like opportunities, stuff like that. But it didn't really go like the way I wanted it to because I feel like my career really didn't go through them. But like they helped me out like that way, honestly. Like they linked me up with like artists to like collab with and everything, just like make content with and everything.
When I was 25, Lenny, I started realizing, I was still at Northwestern. I was there 4 years, phenomenal company. But I started realizing that they like want to put you on a very specific roadmap. Like they have they've been building this roadmap at the time for like 165 years.
Mhm.
And they're like, yo, we know exactly how to build successful advisors and don't deviate from this. And that started to tick me off around 25, 26, when I was like, well, I want to do things a little bit different. I think you're going to enter a very interesting point of your career where you're going to have to, just like when you were building this beat tapping industry, and you're going to have to find a way to do things the way that you want to do them, and not the way that someone else wants you to do them.
Definitely.
And this is going to be so conflicting, especially when money gets involved. It's so conflicting. But it sounds like it's going to be very hard to deviate you, which I love, because people will attempt to deviate you.
Definitely.
Especially when they got to think about their economics and dangling in front of you, hey, we got money. We got help. We got money. Offline, I would love to continue this conversation with you. All I've ever done in my career, I'm 31 now, is help people manage money. That's all I've ever done. I did it first as a financial advisor. Now I'm doing it as an accountant consultant, providing CFO services. And people have no idea what money really is. I've studied it probably the same way that you've studied beat engineering, except I'm a little bit further ahead than you just because I've had more time. And bro, money is not what people think it is. Especially what poor people think it is. We just don't know. We just didn't know. That education is not done in school. It's not done at church.
Mhm.
The only place you get that education is at home.
Definitely. Social media.
And social media.
I mean, that's a way. It's not the main way,
Yeah,
but yeah, social media.
From what I've seen though on the social side, that's a bad way.
Yeah.
Because all those people, they're just trying to put you on to something that makes sense for them.
Yeah.
The best way that I've learned is studying the history of economics. If you could just go back, you could go back like 20,000 years. I don't think that's too necessary because money's better off of the concept. Before it was paper, before it was coins, before it was gold, before it was wheat, before it was bread, like the concept goes back 20,000 years.
Definitely.
But if you really hone in on like the last 300 years, specifically like the foundation of capitalism and the start of the US, that's really what's changed money dramatically from then to now. That's the best way. Challenge is for you to learn it, you have to learn a little bit about accounting and finance, economics. Like it's very hard for someone who doesn't have a background in some stuff to go learn economics. But I'd love to teach it to you if you're open to learning.
Definitely.
That takes.
I'm still young and I have a lot to learn,
And I think that it will help you so much in staying true to yourself and earning a shit ton of money. Because you do both.
Definitely.
I have the saying I've been saying for a while, if you don't mind me sharing with you. I think that rich people think poor people are lazy. And I think poor people think rich people are greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're both wrong about each other.
Definitely both wrong.
There's some greed and there's some laziness. But just like Lawrence, that's not the whole story. That's just a little thing that people are holding on to because they need something to hold on to. And I really would love to teach you the truth that I've learned. I don't think we got to do this here. And it's going to take probably in my experience, another 50 conversations or so.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem like you would do really good things with that information.
Definitely. Because I know how to I managed to save money and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not the type to get paid then spend it right away. I like to save it for in case of an emergency or something. I just like to be stable.
I've always told my mom. Have you met my mom before?
I think so. Yeah. Is she? Yeah.
She's here actually. If
Yeah.
you haven't, I want you to say hi. Her and my aunt were really the masterminds behind crack chicken. We call it Japanese chicken, but everybody else calls it crack chicken.
I need to try that someday. I haven't tried it.
Oh,
You're welcome. The best chicken in Lawrence.
Okay. The best chicken in Lawrence.
Pechorino? You got pechorino?
We got pechorino.
It's the best. Yep.
We got we're eating. So, she taught me a lot. And what I've seen her do with nothing and then with money has definitely shaped who I've become as a person. I would love to see you just shine and build businesses. I think you would enjoy building businesses so much. And by the way, I have a couple of ideas that I'm writing down. I think at some point in time, you need to launch a marketing business. But before that, I agree with you. Have you heard the term CPG?
CPG, no.
Yeah, those are consumer packaged goods. So that's an industry. So BIC is a CPG company. Yeti is a CPG company. This is when you basically have a company around a specific product that's sold what we call B2C, business directly to consumers. I think you need to start a CPG company. I love the idea of starting a pen company. And I don't think that's very complicated for you to do. Well,
Knowing I have a good team too, like I recently signed with a really good team that's like been helping me out like in a major way.
love that.
So I'm sure like any goal that I have in mind,
Yep.
you know, I like propose it to them and then
Yeah.
try their best to make something happen.
I love
So with the pen brands, they're thinking of starting it on I was about to say Spotify at first, Shopify.
that. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then like, you know, we'll see how it goes from there and everything. Like I'm gonna receive a sample soon with like my logo engraved in the pen and everything.
Yeah.
Because I want to create a pen that has durability, that's like built for pen tapping,
Yeah.
and that like it writes good.
That means
Obviously, you know.
That means it's gonna be a little heavier or gentle.
I don't think so, because when it comes to pen tapping, you gotta have the right pens for that. That's why I've been using Bic for a while. But you know, they like acknowledge my talent. They send me like 500 pens in the mail,
Awesome.
which is crazy.
That's awesome.
This probably could be a set
Next
on
time
pens
tell-
for life.
Next time, tell them to send you a check.
Oh yeah, I wish. But for me, honestly, like money isn't everything.
Yeah.
It's more about being happy.
Yeah.
Like happiness is everything to me. You know, like all these different experiences I'm living and everything, traveling. I mean, money is important,
Yeah, of course.
and you know, I like to have it, but you know, I'm still not there yet.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I just focus a lot more on my happiness than getting money. You know.
I bet you that will bring you a lot more money too. If you know what money, like if people knew what money was, it's like a form of energy. I like to think of it as a form of communication.
Mhm.
So it's like, how many countries do we have? 130, 140, something like that in the world. It's like, how many languages do we speak? More than that. Like, what's the one language that we all speak?
English.
Not everybody. Nope. Money. Right?
Didn't think of that.
It doesn't matter who you are,
I
what
thought you were
country
being like
you're in.
specific, like
No. Spanish is worldwide.
Mhm.
Number 2, I think Mandarin is number 1. Chinese. But everybody speaks money. That's because we know we don't got to open your lips. It's like, I want that, and here you go. To me, it's the ultimate form of human communication. Before we had money, we bartered with each other. If you had a farm and I baked bread, I was the baker, you were the farmer, we would trade bread for milk. And eventually, if I had something better to offer, maybe when your cow was out the way, you'd also give me a steak for something.
Yeah.
Before you know it, with the bartering system, you have to create debt. Like debt has to come, and it comes about naturally. Because what happens when you cut that steak up, we don't have refrigerators yet, remember, right? So that cow's gone, and you have this 150 pounds of cow meat, and you got to let it go now, or else you can't eat it all. So all of a sudden, you're telling the baker, yo, here's 5 pounds of beef, but you owe me the equivalent of 5 pounds of beef. So I'm going to come pick up bread from you every day for a few months. All of a sudden, we have debt. Debt is way older than money. Okay? Remember, these are just concepts. Don't think about dollars and pennies. Forget about all that.
Yeah.
These are just concepts. So the bartering system doesn't work too well for too long. Before you know it, we have to create debt. Debt doesn't work that well either, especially before modern accounting, because it's like, yo, how much you've been getting bread from me every day for 3 months. I think we're done here. And he's like, no. By my math, actually, I have 1 more week left, and now we're conflicting, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, and you can study this, bro. History is amazing. Eventually, all of a sudden, we decide, oh, you know what? This rock by the river, it looks real cool. Hey, baker, thanks for the beef. I'm going to give you 20 of these rocks. I know which ones they are. Every time you come in, you got to drop off one of these rocks to me. I'm going to give you a piece of bread. First form of money. That's all money is. Money requires 2 things. It requires scarcity. So there can't be a lot of these rocks, or else someone's going to come in and not this person I gave those rocks to show up like, yo, I got one of the rocks.
Yeah.
That's why gold is a thing, because there was about just enough gold to make it work, but there wasn't too much gold.
Gold is still valuable to this day, which is crazy.
But it's only valuable because 5,000 years ago we decided this stuff. It's not actually valuable. Of all the metals, it's the one we use the least in everything we do. But 5,000 years ago, we decided there's just the right amount of gold and the government can store it and control it and melt it down into coins and put people's faces on it. Where it's like, I know people aren't going to go be finding gold and all of a sudden mess with my money supply.
Yeah,
That's the only reason we chose gold.
definitely.
And like, dude, if people knew this story.
A lot of people don't know it. I mean, even I didn't like know it too much, honestly. I'm learning a lot from you at this moment.
And the more you learn about this, the more you will learn how to make money, attract money, grow money, because it's just a communication form. That's just the baker and the farmer saying, yeah, I got something that could help you. You got something that could help me. Let's find a way to work together. That's commerce. That's economics. And if not for a concept like money, the theory is very clear. Something like a Homo sapien, a human, would have never made it to 8 billion. We would have killed each other a long time ago. We would be in groups of like 500 people scattered out throughout the world without something like that to organize us.
Definitely.
So it's a very powerful thing. When people say money is powerful, they're right. The only challenge is now, especially because of tidbits and social media, people are spreading a lot of misinformation. That's kind of pissing me off.
Definitely. Social media is always going to have, its bad side and everything.
Yeah, like everything.
Yeah, definitely. It's always going to be there no matter what.
People, what I like about you too, Lenny, the way you view money, people, this phrase, I'm pretty sure it comes from the Bible, I don't remember which book, that says money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that our translation.
What is it?
People cut it off. I hate when people cut things off. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. There's a big difference between something like money that doesn't have any emotions, that doesn't care about you or me, and loving that thing as if it's another being or another form of life. It's like, no, bro, that's an inanimate object.
Just a piece of paper.
And people who like obsess about it and love it, they lose. That's not good, because what you should be loving is each other people, your family,
Definitely.
your friends.
That's the way I see life. Yeah, I mean, like money isn't everything. I mean, yeah, it's important. No, you need it, but for me, it's just the happiness that matters.
Where'd you learn that from?
I just learned it just by experience, honestly. Nobody really told me about that or anything. I just realized it.
You sound like you have great parents.
Oh yeah, definitely. They definitely raised me right. They've always been on top of me and everything. Raising me to be great and everything. Inspiring me. So I was just raised differently. All these positivity spoken to my life. That's it shaped me to how I am today for sure.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking to someone on my team the other day. For some reason, we were talking about gifted children. And when people hear that, they think oh, this kid has a high IQ, he's reading and writing faster. And I don't think that's gifted children. I think gifted children are children who have parents who love them.
Exactly. Without two parents that love you, I mean, that could really affect the way you are.
Yeah, you're already behind.
Oh, definitely.
Without that, you're already behind.
Since the very start, they've been on top of me and everything. Everything I did wrong, every time they saw me stressing or something like that, over a relationship especially. Because I used to stress a lot over relationships, which is normal for some people, especially
teenagers.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was definitely a teenager at the time. Yeah. So they made me realize, they made me find myself. I was I should really just focus on the blessings, rather than, this girl. So I just focus all the positive things in my life, my family, the fan base I have and everything. So, I just stuck with that. So I'm at the point I'm unbreakable.
Yeah,
honestly. So
I love that thing. 25, bro. You know how many 25-year-olds I meet that don't have near the level of maturity that you have?
It just matters the way they're raised.
Yeah, it's mental. It's all mental.
Definitely.
You just got a phenomenal mentality. They say optimists rule the world, and pessimists get to be right, and optimists get to be rich.
Yeah.
Because it's yeah, bro, we can sit here and talk about bad shit or good shit.
Exactly.
But which one's going to do anything good for us?
Exactly.
That's awesome, dude. I have a couple big questions for you. What are you doing right now?
Just working part time, at the pizza delivery job. Just on Monday through Wednesday. Like I used to work there full time when I first started. I work in Barica now. It's like a local pizza shop. It's called Milanos.
Cool.
I used to work there like 50 hours a week, or like 56 when I first started back in 2021. But like as I started getting more opportunities and stuff like that, as I started like traveling, like I realized I had to cut my hours because I don't want that to like interfere with my dream career.
Bro, the fact that you're still working just speaks to your humility. The fact that you're like, I gotta cut my hours, but I'm still trying to grind. I got work to do.
I just gotta keep that stable income, At the same time, I enjoy it. Like at the same time, I get to market myself while I'm at work. Sometimes people recognize me, like, "Oh, you're the guy that does." And it's always an amazing feeling.
That's awesome.
Like even like at houses, sometimes I get recognized like when I deliver to people's houses.
Yep.
I had this one guy like freaking out, which it gave me like a crazy feeling.
Hell yeah.
So
you gotta give that guy a hug. Like, yo, come here, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every time like I get recognized in person, it's always a good interaction. Like sometimes people are too shy to walk up to me or something. They like look at me from a distance like, oh, that's good. Yeah. I'm like, come over. You don't have to be shy. You can take a picture if you want.
See, bro.
So I'm humble like that. Like anybody that walks up to me, like I always like I even like speak positivity to them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you for supporting me. Like, oh, I wish you the best and everything.
Yep.
And stuff like that. But yeah, I'm still working, but at the same time, just grinding to where I want to be. And the boss, like my boss, like he really supports my dreams. You're like, oh, any day you need off, just let me know, because like I support everything.
That's it.
And
he's supporting his business.
Exactly.
I'm sure business has gone up a little bit since you've been slipping that business card in.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's a really busy place. It's good money. I get good tips and everything. But
awesome.
I have like just Thursday to Sunday to just grind, to travel and everything.
Yeah, I've been having a tough week, bro. This conversation is helping so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad.
It's a lot of crazy things. It's day 4 of tax season, officially. So that's already crazy. I think we already had like 600 tax returns that we're actively working on, which is nuts.
It's crazy. I mean, that's a good thing at the same time for the business,
Wrapping up what should be our best January ever.
Oh, really?
But at the same time, the economy's hurting right now. I don't know if you know. The political environment with every day something like, hey, we're just going to turn off this part of the government. I got clients freaking out. I got clients like calling me daily. Like, hey, what does this mean for me? And it's like, I don't know, because this news just came out 2 hours ago. Like you got
everything's unexpected. There's always going to be stress.
Yep. And I think that the people who can anticipate well will do well. Mm-hmm. So it's like no one knows what's going to happen ever. But if you're just prepared for certain things, for good things, for bad things, you'll be okay. You're going to survive.
Exactly.
And that's the conversation I've been having over and over. So to be able to have like a not you're going to survive conversation, but Lenny, you're 25. You've done insane things. You've already achieved mastery over something and you're 25. And like we're about to see what I think is going to look like a hockey stick growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool. And like I was saying in the beginning, I'm so excited to be telling this story. If you're going to come back, I would love for you to come back in a year, 2, 5, I don't know, and tell that story. I think this one's going to be so important to understanding the context of that one. Because everyone only sees that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yo, bro, but what about, and that's what I think is happening with people. It's like, what about the grind? What about the grind? Like you want to just go from where you at, sitting on that couch, scrolling, to over here?
It's not going to work that way.
Who's gonna do the work?
It's all on you. It's all on you,
And dude, you're grinding.
Definitely. Every year it just gets crazier and crazier.
I love that. You got any questions for me? Sorry, I've been ripping this. You got any questions for me? I'm just excited.
Oh no, I mean, like, where do you get like your inspiration from to like build the business and everything, like to where you're at now?
Right away, mom. Right away.
Parents.
Yep.
That's what I was talking about earlier. You gotta have a good support system.
Like right away, just seeing what she did. I remember as a kid, we weren't doing too great. I can go into detail, but we weren't doing too great as kids. And remember, when I'm saying kids, Alex is already a teenager because he's that much older than me. And when I was in like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade is when I really started seeing Vaughn good. I started to notice. I didn't know what money was. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
I started to notice like, yo, Ma's in a good mood. She's buying me cool shit. Anytime I ask. Like
you gotta see stuff to get inspired.
Yeah.
You gotta be around around the the right people,
Yep.
especially family.
And I'll tell you, this was not always my dream. I've had a lot of dreams just like you. I was an Xbox kid, Call of Duty, just like you. I'm a little older, so mine was Call of Duty 4, the OG Modern
that's
Warfare.
OG, yeah.
And then I played a bunch, including Black Ops 2 and all that. I probably stopped playing Xbox the year that I got married. Around that time.
You come around a certain age that you just get tired of the stuff you used to do before.
Or it's not that, because I really love playing that game. You just don't find the time or space for it anymore. Like now I have 2 kids. Now it's just like
Now I just have
different.
Now I just have a PS5 and an Xbox just to watch Netflix and just to watch like documentaries to inspire me and everything. You know, like Selena. You ever seen that movie, Selena?
Of course.
That's the movie that like really inspired me like until today. Like sometimes I just watch it just to get like more inspiration.
Oh, geez, what is that story to?
Yeah, I mean,
Top of the game. A lot of people go out. Alice is the great. Top of his game. On some bullshit, on some disease. I forget. On some shit that would have never happened today.
Yeah.
So for me, it was COD. We used to say COD.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, back then, I had another dream, high school, college, with a buddy of mine to do a podcast while we're playing Call of Duty, to just talk shit, talk about life, school, money, find it. But we never did it. These days, like, I hate ideas. Like, talk to me about what we're going to do. Don't talk to me about, I got an idea.
Yeah.
And it's because I just had way too many of those conversations that never went anywhere. So when I was 16, I decided I wanted to write. Word me a writer. And when I was like 17, I never told anybody that when I was younger. When I was 17, I'm driving the car with my mom regularly. And she looks over to me. She says, "Hey, son, I want you to tell you something. Your lifestyle is very expensive. The things you like is very expensive. I know that because I'm paying for it." So she's like, "I'm going to recommend that you make a good amount of money. Whatever, I don't care what you do. I'm going to recommend that whatever you do, you make money." And I never thought about it at the time, but that shit stuck with me.
Was that like the fire inside, like?
For making money, yes.
Yeah. Because you always gotta have like that moment where just like everything just changes like in that moment. You just like start getting motivated and everything.
That was the moment. And at the time I was working at the office right after school. So then I decided I'm going to go study accounting because I don't know, my family has a tax practice. I'm going to go study accounting. Maybe I can learn more. And then I switched over to finance when the teacher sat me down and said, "Hey, I really think you like accounting, but this finance thing could be cool for you." And I started learning about the stock markets. And then I became a broker. I got my licenses to manage assets on behalf of other people. And then I started meeting some people with some real money. And I was like, yeah, I work real money. And I'm thinking about what months. And it wasn't until much later, actually around your age, 25, 26, that I told myself, maybe a little sooner than that. And I have a piece of paper in my office I can show you. Old piece of paper. I told myself, yo, but I really wanted to do the writing. So I read this book, another one that I have to share with you, Think and Grow Rich. And that book helped me map out this goal to say, by the time I'm 40, I want to have all the money that I need to live for the rest of my life without having to work again. And then once I have that amount of money, I'm going to go right. And that's been the plan that's been fueling me for a while.
That's amazing.
Yeah. 8.5 years left. I'm going to plan to retire January 2033. I'm on track.
Oh, so you're going to retire pretty young, like in your...
40.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing. I mean, I feel like the earlier you retire, too, the better, just because you could enjoy life and everything.
But then at the same time, I look at you and I'm like, well, not really.
I feel like for me, I'm never going to retire.
Well, I don't think you ever started working.
No.
I think the beauty of it is you found your dream, and maybe I just bullshitted myself with this, like, I need the money first shit. I enjoy business. I love helping people. I love doing things that people think is not possible. So yeah, what we're doing right now, bro, I'm trying to prove a point.
Yeah, definitely.
That said, like, I think you just skipped over all that bullshit. And you just said, like, I got a dream. And I'm going to just focus on that dream. Forget about all the other bullshit.
Yeah. I know humbly I deserve to leave that job. Like, even though it's really, like, going really well for me.
Yep.
But I know at some point all this, like, fantastic stuff is need to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I could already see this, like, going many different ways, you know? A lot of people tell me to, like, start music production, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like, The thing is, I don't want to be known as a music producer.
Yep.
I want to be known as a person that like, that's been representing pen tapping forever.
Yeah.
Like
So-
making music like in a unique way because pen tapping is not really known.
Yeah, I came in here thinking I'm gonna try to convince now Lenny to become a music producer. Now I think it's like the worst shit you could do.
Yeah. I mean, I like to collaborate with
Sure.
producers, like
Sure.
create my songs to the music industry.
Yep.
But I don't plan to like start producing and everything.
Yeah, you gotta follow you.
People find that crazy, but like I feel like it's just the best decision for me. To just do what I've always been doing.
Any time in history before people called someone a genius for the first time, they called them crazy 1,000 times before that.
Definitely.
It's like you're crazy until it works.
Exactly. No, it's always going to be like that too. You tell somebody something you want to accomplish, they're going to be like, "Well, like, why don't you just go get a regular job or something like that?"
That's what I'm sure you've learned.
Yeah.
That's just to not tell people.
Exactly. I mean, I just tell the right people, like my
Yeah.
family, my
The
closest
people
friends.
supporting you.
That's it.
Yep. And honestly, there's probably 1.7 million other people that may be interested in helping you.
Oh yeah,
That's the beauty. That's the beauty.
definitely.
I'm gonna make a little bit of a prediction. It's an easy prediction, in my opinion. So the reason that the beat stuff came up for me too, I'm sure it came up for everybody else, is everybody's thinking, Lenny, you got a gift. You got to turn this gift into economics. I use the word economics because people don't know what money is. You got to find a way to generate this gift into some money so you can live comfortable, so you can take care of your family, whatnot. I think that you'll find a way to do it yourself.
Definitely.
And we're going to talk offline, like I said, but I love the fact that you're thinking about a CPG brand. I know a lot of people will probably be interested in helping you
Definitely.
who have started large CPG brands. You know Gary Vee.
Gary Vee sounds familiar.
You got, bro, some way, somehow, we got to get you in front of Gary Vee. Gary, he's a social media influencer. But better than that, he runs a marketing agency worldwide that does like 250 million in revenue a year. He's got thousands of employees. He's probably the smartest marketing strategist of our time. I bet you he would be. I've been listening to him for 8 years. I bet you he would be very interested in meeting you.
Definitely. Because what I'm doing now is so like unusual.
Yeah.
It's going to become a really unique career.
Yep.
Because the only way I'm making money off this is, views, like
Yep.
TikTok and
Yep.
Instagram pays me.
Yep.
And also like brand deals, and sometimes people want me to like perform
Sure.
at shows. So there's like the three main ways
Yep.
I make money off this. But I know there's like so many different ways to everything.
So many. And you have to make sure that the ones that you focus on are true to you. And it sounds
Definitely.
like that's your North Star.
Yeah. I feel like making a pen brand like makes the perfect sense.
Yeah.
Just like Dr. Dre represents headphones, I only represent the brands.
Dude.
Pens.
And I think it'll be people like Gary Vee who, instead of charging you tens of thousands an hour, which he can do, which is what he does, he'll probably look at someone like you and be like, yo, bro, let me give you some game for an hour. And I just want to see you run with it. I bet you. And there's so many other people like that who would just gravitate to this story. I want to help you in any way I possibly can. And if you're open to it, I'd like to do that. But I also know that I'm not going to be an ops with me. I know what I do well. What I do well.
No, I feel like you'll help me out like in a major way. Definitely. Because you're experiencing all this different stuff. I feel like starting a business is so complex. You got to think about, like, I'm not like really too familiar with that. I don't know the process.
Yep.
But I know you got to like invest money into it.
Yep.
And stuff like that. You
Or
gotta find the right
convince other
people.
people to.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is something we can definitely talk about online. But that's gonna be something that'll set me up for the locker room.
I think so. And I think that will be the small thing. Because I think the big thing coming as you mature, like I said, I think you are a rare breed in the sense that you are a marketing genius. It comes natural to you. There are people who can try to study marketing for 10 years and not know what you've learned. Imagine if you start studying marketing. Dude.
It'll make a
I'm not-
major impact.
And I'm not talking about go to college and study marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, really study it. Find out what companies are doing, how they do it, what those people look like, what books they write. Because all these people write books.
Yeah.
Read those books.
Definitely.
Email them, DM them. Like real education, not college.
I just found out just like naturally, the way to just
Yeah.
market myself. I didn't really like do any research,
Yep.
but like I just try my best to get myself out there. Like Instagram Reels, for example, like that really helps you out. because like it reaches like a bigger audience. Like I just found out about Instagram Reels like last year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because knowing I have a good team and everything, they taught me like all these different things, especially about like lighting.
Yeah.
Too, like the way like the lighting is in the video, like the background too.
Yeah, there's algorithms.
Yeah.
Tracking all this. And you know what's awesome about what you said about TikTok? 20 minutes ago or so? TikTok was the social media. I'm going to send you so many videos after we leave, bro. I'm going to get your number. You're going to be getting videos from me for like the next 12 months. Like, yo, watch this. Yo, like, watch it.
Definitely. I gotta elevate,
Yo, TikTok just changed the game for social. TikTok forced every other social platform to change their algorithm so that instead of money being the thing that wins or influence or followers, it's just content. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you have 1 follower or 1 million followers. If your content is stronger, better produced, that's what's going to come up. And we're talking like in the last 12 months. Gary Vee talks about this a lot. I'm going to send so many videos.
I'm so glad it didn't get banned. It got banned for like a few hours, a few days ago. Then it came back. I was like, oh, thank God.
I think I think that was one of the biggest marketing plays that I've seen in the last 10 years. Bro, that ban, that was the ban. That was genius free advertising. You know how many new people, and I'm a data guy. So just like marketing comes natural to you, data is what comes most natural to me. Statistical data, probability analysis. This is what investing is all about. So I went and then I learned the math behind it. Like, I bet you if you look at the data of how many new users downloaded TikTok after that whole thing, it's like, bro, that was free advertising. That was a genius play. I'm like,
it was all over the news and everything.
Oh yeah,
was free
for the free. How you get your idea all over the news without paying anyone?
Exactly.
Controversy.
Yep.
And it wasn't just TikTok that was pre-marketing that day. There was a few other people I'm not going to mention.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome, dude. This was such an awesome conversation, man.
Definitely.
This one was awesome, and I'm glad people are going to be able to listen to this. But the real conversation is going to happen offline.
Oh yeah.
It always has for me. People ask me like, yo, when did you start thinking about this? Or when did you start like doing this? Like, we've been doing this for a month.
Just the whole podcast thing?
Yeah. Yep. The whole thing. But for me, it's like, I've been doing this for 10 years. I just never had this in front of me before. I've been sitting down with people like you for the last 10 years. October 2014 was when I started. And it's like, all right, tell me what you're about. Where did you learn money from? Tell me what money was like for you when you were 5. Let me see your bank accounts. Let me see your credit score. Let me see your assets. Let me see your investment portfolios. Oh, you don't got any of that? All right, let's go look at your income. Let's go look at your budget. I've been doing this straight for 10 years. I just never put a mic in front of me until these clowns come in.
I mean, it seems like you're really natural at it. You could be great for this,
Yeah, we'll see. This is also not what I'm interested in doing.
Just like something on the side, just for like marketing purposes and everything.
Yeah, I just think it's fun to I spoke to my therapist about this. We had a session right after I met with Jellen. And he was like, yo, what happened today? And I was like, oh, I just did this I just chatted with a client of mine. It's supposed to be a testimonial, but we went for like 45 minutes. It's supposed to be 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, whatever it was, I think you should do more of it. And I was like, yeah, me too, but without the camera and the mic, because that's not what I'm about. And then Toby started breathing down my neck. And then Alexandra, who I would love you to meet, who's also like 25. She's so talented. She's our marketing person. She runs all JBS marketing. She doesn't work here. She has her own company. 25.
That's amazing.
I would love for you to meet her.
Definitely.
She's like, drop, this would change the game for JBS. And then Camilo, who's our editor, he was like, bro, think about what this could mean for us. And I'm seeing all these people around me get excited. And I'm like, damn, I can't kill this. I can't kill all this excitement.
It's definitely worth it,
It's a good partnership, man.
It's a good opportunity to like get to know people as well, So you guys are
if not, differently. You know what? Not for that. Even though I know about you and Alex talks about you all the time, we probably would have never sat down and had this chat. So we've committed to 50 episodes. So we're already, we said before we kill this project, we're going to publish 50 episodes. And then once we publish the 50th, we're going to sit down again, like we did in the beginning, and we're going to say, what should we do with this? And until then, the only thing I know is I got like 44 more of those. 43, 44, something
Yeah.
like that. And that's it, man.
Definitely, man. I mean, I could see this really being like a big side of JBS as well, like on this whole podcasting and everything.
I have a whole other idea for a side of JBS, but maybe this will be tied to.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for coming in.
Of course, man.
I appreciate
you having me.
Dude. And now, like, I was even thinking about downloading Instagram just so I could follow you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I mean, if it's meant for you, Instagram, because I know you like into social media, then.
But I know my team is going to keep a close eye on Lenstrumental, and I would like to continue having conversations. Before you leave, we got to change numbers. You got to bless us if you're open to it with a performance, because what I would love to do is you would just see it.
Too. I mean, yeah.
We could go anywhere you want, but all I want to do is open this video with the performance.
Oh,
And then the conversation.
with this performance I'm about to do now, or like the viral one?
Whichever one you want, man.
Okay.
Whichever one you want. My team will chop this up. They'll edit it. They'll send it to you, your team. You let us know what you like, what you want to take out, if anything. My recommendation always is, let's keep it as honest as possible. Like in my stuttered, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like a really good opportunity for me to perfect my interview.
Yeah.
Because like a big part of me, when I first started doing this was like social anxiety. Like I used to be like so scared at first, like even like back in the day, like in school and everything.
Yep.
So like the more interviews I've done, like I did the Jennifer Hudson show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was super nervous. I looked back at the video, I was like, damn, I could really do this better.
Yeah.
You know, because I like started a lot and everything. So with every opportunity, I just keep like getting better and better. Especially with all these hard questions, where I was like, oh, wait, can you repeat that again? Yeah, so.
That's the right way to tackle a hard question. If you keep bringing your genuine self, I wouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even overanalyze. You just, once you do 1,000 of them, you're not going to remember which one you said what in. It's just going to be like, bro.
Yeah.
I was just chatting, and my mom told me something very important. She said, my name's Robinson. I go by Ron. She obviously said this in Spanish. She said, Robinson, I recommend you say the truth all the time, because then you don't have to remember what you say.
Exactly.
I just fucking love that. Like, what, dude? And I have 30, 40 conversations a week, scheduled. Not to mention all the unscheduled calls or whatever. It's like, I never have to worry about what I told this person, because I just told them whatever was on my mind. And for some reason, that...
You gotta be brutal honest.
Yeah. And I lose clients because of that, if you can imagine. But I just don't care. It's like, bro, you don't want to work with me? That's fine.
You just gotta work with the right people.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. Dude. Where's that session?
Sorry.